messing with magnets now?
If you woke, don't wake up.
Whoa.
Exactly, front. Yeah, everything we gave up. Even when we die, we raise up. Yeah!
It's good to be back.
We got no white flag and no tree. We got the product. We got the tools.
We supposed to stop that?
Hold on! We going wild. We on the loose. We from the grind. We are the
Hi, Natalie. I'm Betty. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with Hollywood Melanin. How are you doing today?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So just jumping right into it, this is the third installment you're starring in and with F9. And how was it different with Fast and Furious 7 and Fate of the Furious?
Well, I think just in terms of my kind of responsibility within the group, definitely went up a notch in Fast 9. Just the part of being part of the action a bit more. Ramsey was definitely, challenged in ways that she wasn't used to being challenged, and it kind of resulted in a really fun kind of action sequence where she is driving and has no idea what she's doing.
But I don't drive.
What?
Hey, that was not my fault!
Right.
It was really
so. Yeah. So with that being said, are you personally a good driver?
No, that's what Ramsey and I have in common. Is like I don't drive, so the kind of like fumbling around, clumsy driving, I actually had it was quite organic for me.
Okay, I am the same way, although I will not admit it to everyone else. I'm a great driver.
Okay,
With your character being such a strong role for women, she's bright, she's tech savvy, she's part of the head of operations when it comes to executing the plans. How do you think that's going to translate to the audience that's watching this movie?
Well, I just think it's just great representation for women and women of color in tech. Like, it's really not something that, is you sort of hear about or maybe even like there's space for in that area. And so I think it's really important that we have that representation, that she's not only just like into tech and is good at it, like she's exceptional. And so I think that just maybe can inspire people to go after things that maybe they think, oh, someone like me can't do that. And whatever that thing might be, it might hopefully inspire people to really go for the things that they want.
Right. And what I really liked about what you brought to Ramsey is it was effortless, like how her mind worked and how she applied it to the technology. She kind of, just looked up in one of the scenes, was like, yeah, they just did this, so it just came very effortless in her intellectual.
Yeah. I think she is one of these people who is just really hyper focused and like, this is what she's good at and this is what she enjoys. And so she had to know every single thing about it. And, with obviously technology is changing all the time. And so the sort of learning is ongoing and changing all the time. And she's just so obsessed with it that she knows as much as anyone can know. It might just explain why she hasn't got a license, because she was literally only doing technology her whole life. So but yeah, right. I definitely think that she has found this thing that she loves, and that's all she kind of can think about and obsesses about.
Right. And with this being so action-packed, like I didn't have any time to kind of react to everything that was happening. Like as soon as one thing exploded, something else was like jumping off a roof or something. So it was very continual. And it seemed like it was a lot of pressure for like your body to be in shape and ready, and like, to prevent any injuries, you kind of have to be hyper focused. Was there a really like challenging physical moment for you?
To be honest, not too much in this movie. I mean, there was one section which I'm not even sure if you see the beginning of it, is I climb out of a window of a car and then onto the hood of the roof and then jump onto the kind of big truck at the end.
It's a lot.
And so obviously, yeah, it's a lot, but it's like it's all happening very stationary and like.
Okay.
But I suppose it is quite awkward to kind of climb out of the passenger window of a car. You know, so there was a level of like agility and flexibility needed. But really, in terms of the kind of intense like action, like compared to some of the other characters who have like full-on fights and they're like, you know, rugby tackling through walls and, you know, that kind of thing. Like I wasn't quite dealing with that level of intensity, but but you know, even in that little bit I'm referring to, like I was on a harness and they had to make sure I was safe, so it was, you know, a lot of kind of preparation goes into making sure that happens. So
cool. Was there any unexpected, like, not like romantic chemistry, but like really good camaraderie from your cast members?
Yeah, always. Like that's sort of how we make these films. That's how these films are possible, because we're such a tight knit group and we want everybody to shine and everyone to feel comfortable and safe. And so yeah, absolutely. I think like Michelle specifically, when I was doing that bit where I was climbing out, you know, she was, you know, kind of encouraging me and, you know, just as always, like, but in any of the scenes where we're together, like we're always kind of supporting one another. So
tight knit. Well,
yeah.
Fast 9 was amazing. Highly recommended. Thank you so much for speaking with Hollywood Melanin. I appreciate you so much.
Of course. My pleasure. Thank you.